Hi everyone, this is Yesha with IELTSMaterial.com. In the previous video, we learned about IELTS pie charts. And I'm sure that you definitely must have completed the example question task as well. Today, we are going to learn the second diagram, which is called as IELTS writing bar chart. Without wasting any time, let's look into the structure and the strategy to get a band 8 in your IELTS writing task 1. Let us learn the definition of a bar graph. What is a bar graph? IELTS bar graph is a chart that has rectangular bars either displayed vertically or horizontally representing two or more values of data. You can see two different examples given, one the vertical bar graph and the second horizontal bar graph. You can expect any one of them in your examination. Let us now look into the example question task. You can see that the instruction says you will spend 20 minutes on this task. As I said earlier, this actually gives you the time duration, which is 20 minutes for task 1. And you have to write at least 150 words. Make sure you do not go beyond 200, as definitely you would end up losing your band score. Ideally, the number of words to be presented in task 1 is 175 to 185. You can see that there is a main question given. I'll repeat the question. The bar chart below shows the total number of minutes in billions of telephone calls in Australia, divided into 3 categories from 2001 to 2008. There is a title here as well in the bar graph which says Australia telephone calls by category from 2001 to 2008. We have 3 categories that talks about the Australian telephone calls. Number 1, the local. Number 2, national and international. And number 3, mobiles. We have the bar graph representing all these 3 categories, and you can also see that number 1, the local, starts with a rising trend and then it falls until the end of the year 2008. You can also see that the other 2 categories, national and international and mobiles, have shown an increasing trend over the time period. This is what explains the description of the bar graph, and this is how you would be presenting it in your answer. Now let's look into the tips to write a bar graph. Number 1, write according to the word limit and under time conditions. Number 2, be straightforward in your writing and avoid giving your opinion or reasons. Number 3, practice both the bar graphs horizontal and vertical. Number 4, practice as much as possible. Number 5, use the language of compare and contrast to explain different data. Finally, number 6, review your answer for spelling and grammatical errors before submitting. The final tip is always going to be the same for all the types of the graphs or charts or diagrams. So whenever you present a writing answer, it is advisable that you read the answer after completing, especially for spelling and grammatical errors. Thank you for watching it till here. If you want to learn more tips and strategies for IELTS, then check out the description below and book a free demo class today. Now I would be giving you a general description of how to describe a bar chart. Let's consider the first paragraph. What should you do in the first paragraph? Paraphrase the asked question using synonyms and paraphrased words and sentences. Remember to write the introduction statement in one sentence. The second paragraph ideally talks about the eye-catching statement or the eye-catching data. So what should you do here? Present an overview of the diagram describing the most important data without using the numerical facts. You can write the years or the time period, but make sure that you do not write any numbers or statistical figures. Coming to the third paragraph, explain in detail the most important facts or data with numericals, ratios, proportions or percentages. Remember to focus more on language rather than numbers. Finally, the fourth paragraph. Explain the other information with the same structure as the third paragraph. Now let us look into the sample answer. Before moving on to the sample answer, I want you to put a glance on the question, the main question and the diagram. I will repeat this statement that this particular bar graph has three categories: local, national and international, and mobiles. Look into the sample answer, how it is presented. You can see that the introduction is completely the paraphrase statement of the question sentence. The provided bar chart depicts. This is how the introduction statement starts. The next paragraph is the overall statement, which actually describes about the local calls that increased over the first 5 years, and then it showed a decline for the next 3 years. Whereas on the contrary, the other two telephone lines have shown an increasing trend right from the year 2001 to 2008. If you look into the third paragraph, it is describing about the local fixed line calls first, because this is what we have mentioned in the overall paragraph, the first statement, or let's say the first data, which is explained in detail, and following this is the explanation of the other two telephone lines. You can see that in the third paragraph and in the fourth paragraph, clearly the numbers have been presented. For example, 72 billion minutes to 90 billion, or let's say in the last sentence 38 billion to 61 billion, as well as in the fourth paragraph the first sentence is 2 billion to 46 billion. In this manner, make sure that you present the numbers in the third and the fourth paragraph, explaining the data in detail. Now here is your turn. I'm sure I've made you understand about the strategy or the structure of explaining the bar chart very clearly. So now you have to take your turn. Write the answer in the comment section and I will be giving you a detailed feedback for the same. I will wait for your answers, so be quick, pause the video to read the question properly and also figure out the data in the bar graph very clearly and present the answer in the comment section below. Stay with us for more IELTS learning and don't forget to like, share and subscribe IELTS Material YouTube channel. Bye-bye.